Starting from a swimming pool in the 1970s, Margaret Chen never expected to make a splash in the global business world. As a successful businesswoman, Chen has made her name for herself in both China and Spain. She is the founder of China Club Spain, CEO of Optimus Horizon, a company dedicated to building bridges between China and Spain, and was listed as one of the 100 most influential Chinese in 2022 in a book called Models of Power. But she has always said that she has simply been riding the waves of the era. Chen Hong, the alternative name Margaret Chen came later, was born in Shanghai in the 1960s. She found she had a talent for swimming in her teenage years, winning a national championship. Indeed, it was a very short period of her life, but the athletic experience built up her personality with traits including perseverance and decisiveness. An example of the latter came in 1978, when China's reforms and opening up policy incorporated resuming the Gaokao, or National College Entrance Exams. Grabbing her chance, Chen attended Shanghai Jiaotong University for bachelor's degrees in computer science and trade. It's not easy to enter Jiaotong University through the Gaokao even today, let alone during that time. Chen later pursued her studies in industrial engineering at a university in the United States.
I was born in Shanghai in the 60s. I went into Jiaotong University, which is, for us, that time, the best engineering university in Shanghai. Later, I got a scholarship from one of the energy center of US, which is located in Tennessee. There, I was able to work with a software company. They were building the first electronic commerce platform for the whole world, so it was a very exciting project.
And she experienced her first ever culture shock after traveling from the crowded metropolis of Shanghai to the Tennessee Tech University, headquartered in Cookeville, Tennessee, which has a population of around 30,000. Chen jokes that she saw more cows than people there. After graduation, she worked for the software company ACX Technologies, participating in the building of the world's first e-commerce platform. The first online supply chain platform for automobile manufacturing companies. It was later widely applied by wholesale markets and government departments. After working in the US for 7 years, Chen, who had married a Spanish man, decided to move to Spain.
When I was living in US, I met my husband. He's Spaniard. Spain, that time for Chinese, is a very unknown destiny, for Chinese to be there.
It's hard for an athlete to retreat when faced with difficulties. Even with an unknown destiny waiting ahead of her, Chen decided to explore Spanish society to find more opportunities. And despite the culture shocks, Chen discovered that her athletics-boosted character and US-gleaned working experience could be put to better use there. Chen started in a familiar realm, e-commerce, as a consultant and trainer. From there, she moved to Telefónica, Spain's biggest telecommunications company and the world's third largest at the time. Working hard in a then male-dominated industry, she gradually earned respect.
I find it quite difficult in the very beginning because first, engineering field, let's say it's male-dominated field. And then as an Asian woman here, it's especially unique. Top-level companies or Fortune 500 companies, there are very few foreigners, There is always a glass ceiling that you feel like you cannot break it. But I think that Spain has improved a lot, The society now becomes more open. So I feel much more comfortable right now than, of course, 30, 20 years ago.
As Chen beat the odds in the business world of Spain, her career was boosted by the development of her native country. In 1978, China's opening up allowed Chen to see a wider world by traveling and studying overseas. In 2001, her home country, joining the World Trade Organization, supercharged her career opportunities.
In 2001, China was admitted to the World Trade Organization. So suddenly China becomes quite important because of the population, because of the growth, the market. So Telefonica started to look towards China to see how we can actually work with China.
While the Spanish tech giant looked eastwards, its Chinese peers were also seeking global opportunities. One of them was China Netcom, now China Unicom, the country's second largest telecommunications company.
The partnership with China Netcom in that moment later becomes China Unicom because Netcom Unicom merged. That was an important moment for Chinese company to be in the international world because Chinese company need to provide service for international phone calls, for example, for the mobile service, so it's win-win collaboration.
With her trilingual abilities and cultural background from living in 3 countries, Chen stood out. Appointed as the director of the Asian market, she established Telefonica's first branch in Beijing. Through her efforts, Telefonica became China Unicom's largest foreign investor, with the total input reaching $3.5 billion as the two sides signed deals covering equity swapping and strategic partnership. After so many years of living and working overseas, the project pulled Chen back to China. She realized that as her home country continued to grow, there would be increasing exchanges between China and Spain. She has helped many Chinese companies settle in Spain, including tech giants such as Huawei, Xiaomi, and ZTE.
The last 10 years, it is the other way around. Now I have more work to help Chinese companies to land in Spain and to help them to adapt culturally, both the normal culture and the corporate culture. One of the companies that I helped in the very beginning was Huawei. Huawei came here after they explored Latin America countries and they find out that Spain is the bridge of their big business, with Telefonica as a big client. So I was able to help them to put the right person in contact in the right moment. So they were able to tap into the Spanish market. And later, I became their official consultant to help them for their business strategy and the logistics and management. Huawei later became employer of more than 1,000 employees, and they actually contributed to the job market.
In 2010, she established China Club Spain, which gathers together most of her influential compatriots living in Spain, aiming to provide more opportunities for Chinese people seeking for cooperation in business. In that role, she has helped many other Chinese companies settle in Spain. Chen hopes that her experience of getting started in a new country can help newcomers, and as China develops, she would love to promote the positive spirit and influences she sees in her Chinese partners. On the Spanish side, her efforts have been highly valued. She was listed as one of the most influential Chinese professionals by Spain's newspaper El País, and was given the 2023 Casa Asia Award by the Asia-Europe Foundation in Spain, the first Chinese individual in 30 years to receive the award. As China launched the Belt and Road Initiative in 2013, Chen saw new opportunities again. Decades ago, she brought investment from Spain to China. Now, it's the other way around.
The Belt and Road Initiative started from 2013. In the very beginning, we see this is concentrated on infrastructure, and now it is more in the renewable energy. I am now helping lots of investment from China to Spain. That's what Spain needed to build solar power plant, for example, because Spain, it has this geographic advantage of the sunlight, of the wind, so it is one of the countries that in Europe that can actually develop a lot in the renewable energy.
The buffeting brought by geopolitical turbulence only makes Chen more determined to do her job.
In recent years, it is getting more complicated geopolitics-wise. Right now, I think it is more than ever we need to speak out. We need to let people know about the development of China, the contribution of China to the rest of the world. I want to contribute to the win-win between Spain and China and between China and Europe. I can help them to understand each other, to know what they need and how they can be complementary. We should get together to help create a bigger and more productive global economy. Instead of fighting each other, we need to build more bridges than the walls. Humanity needs to build together, to work together, and to get better life together.
As a successful businesswoman, Chen has made her name for herself in both Spain and China. In 2022, she was listed as one of the 100 most influential Chinese in a book called Models of Power.
2 years ago, I know that I was listed or ranked as first 100 Chinese to have the international influence. I'm very proud because in this list we also see Ren Zhengfei of Huawei. We see Cao Dewang. He is the giant to make the glass. And I think for me it is encouragement for me to do more things, So I'm happy to be listed and I try to do more.
With that, we conclude this edition of Footprints. Thanks for listening. I'm Bob Jones. If you're interested in hearing more about the lives of ordinary but incredible people in China, follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. Just key in Footprints and you can find more stories anytime, anywhere. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.